The economic gap between the rich and the poor across the world has widened to record levels. In many countries, the wealth of just a few individuals exceeds that of millions of people. The super rich are exacerbating the economic inequality crisis. The global economic system has allowed billionaires to add to their wealth at an unprecedented level. They have been able to dodge taxes, push down wages, and use their wealth to manipulate politics. And the situation is worsening by the day. The richest individuals in the world added $1 trillion to their wealth in the year 2017. That is over 4 times the gain they had in 2016. The jump in their wealth has been revealed by the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, which is a ranking of the 500 richest people on Earth. The Bloomberg Index shows the fortunes of the top billionaires rose 23% over the past year, reaching $5.3 trillion. Figures show that Amazon.com founder Jeff Bezos gained the most last year, over $34 billion. Back in October, Bezos pushed co-founder of the Microsoft Corporation Bill Gates out of his place as the world's richest man. U.S. billionaires have the largest presence on the index. However, figures now suggest that the number of Asian billionaires has practically surpassed the United States.
We are seeing this across Asia everywhere. Asia is in a way, the new emerging power, but also we will see this in Africa. So it should not be to your surprise to see that Asian and African billionaires, in fact, I would call them industrialists of the 21st century, coming from those 2 continents. What's happening, we're not seeing a diminishment or diminishing effect of wealth in the United States. What we're seeing is the rate of growth, if you will, of wealth and growth in terms of developing, building, and sustaining enterprises in Asia is much faster than what we're seeing in Europe and in North America.
2017 was a bumper year for the world's billionaires. Anti-poverty groups have been warning that the global economy has turned into a system for the 1%. Earlier this year, international charity group Oxfam warned that the world's 8 richest individuals own the same wealth as the poorest half of humanity. That is 3.6 billion people. Oxfam urges a fundamental reform in economies so that they benefit everyone and not just the privileged few.
Is it becoming uneven? Yes. Is it becoming unbalanced? Very much so. On the uneven side, the world is getting richer, obviously, with technological advancements, with what we're seeing with the 4th industrial revolution. But also what we have to keep in mind is the distribution of wealth is not the same. This is not just in OECD or developed countries, but this is also happening in emerging market and emerging economies. So it's going to be a public policy challenge altogether, which means at the end of the day, we have to shift our societies to not just look at education and training as a one-time thing, but become generation of learners, meaning continuous training and learning in the process in order to maintain a, if you will, steady job in a changing world to in fact make sure that they can provide for their families and within the average bracket of income.
Public outrage over the deepening inequality has triggered political shockwaves across the world. The world has seen protests and campaigns against corporate greed and large businesses that only secure the interests of mega investors. Most people around the world seem to be aware of the worsening problem, but are unable to do anything about it. Economic experts believe the responsibility falls on governments to tax the rich and deprive them of tax havens. But in a world where many governments stand accused of corruption and collusion with the rich, eradicating inequality is a far-fetched wish.